We left it last week with Romulus and Vlad and Janna stumbling into the dark, covered in blood, with a voice over the tannoy declaring that the Underhive was against them. This was 3 weeks ago. In those 3 weeks, you have fought, fled, bled some more, killed, and hidden. They've turned you into rats in a maze. Every time you try and push your way out, you get hounded back the way you came. And that your base is currently in the back of an ice room. What you assume was once some kind of storehouse. And this is where you've been keeping Kayla's body. She's now got icy mist all over her face and all over her clothes. And the three of you are getting tired. You're all low on blood, and you're starting to get low on rations even in here, with what you could scrape together. Ammo's starting to get tight. And for the last 3 weeks, near constantly, over the tannoy has been the voice of Kurtz, whispering insane mutterings at you. Can all three of you roll fear checks, please?
2 degrees of failure.
2 degrees of failure.
Fucking fear checks, guys.
I know.
Right, bear with us a sec. Right, I pass.
Well done.
Pass by 1, but I pass.
285. Sorry, I should have had this one up. Seeing as it's, Dark Heresy. Right. Okay. Okay. Okay, and can the two of you roll for shock, please? D100.
Ooh, 81.
Was it 81, Vlad?
Oh, yes.
And you got 2 degrees of failure, didn't you?
I did.
You are actually unconscious at the moment.
God damn it, Vlad.
You've been passing in and out of consciousness for the last 3 days. It's all getting too much for you. Every time you awake, you're still very shaken, and you receive a -10 penalty until you can snap out of it. Okay. And you got what did you get, please, Gary?
10.
10, and you got 2 degrees of failure as well, didn't you?
Yes.
Fear has gripped you, and you have been shaking and trembling for the last few days. You also suffer a -10 penalty until you recover your wits.
Do we get any insanity points for that or not?
I believe you do. So it's if you failing the fear test. No, you do not. You need to fail a fear test by 3 or more degrees of failure.
Okay, cool.
So you were close.
That's good.
Yeah. Right, but let's just say you're in a bad way here.
Yeah.
Jan has been in a bell tower before, and that's probably why he's not quite as shaken as you, because he's been in a similar situation where death completely surrounds you. When over the tannoy, you hear a different voice.
Greetings, friends. If you wish to live, follow my instructions precisely. I am located within your enemy's citadel. I am also a member of the Inquisition. My name is Septimus. I have access to the support networks in this area of the Underhive. I can open some doors for you and get you to a place of safety. But you must follow my instructions exactly. There is a safe house not far from here. Exit the room you're in and go northwest 80 degrees for 1 mile. Then there will be a door with a flickering light above it. That is the safe house. At least safer than where you are now. I am currently establishing a method to get you out of this situation. It will involve me blowing my cover. Be prepared to receive more messages when free. That voice was extremely, almost metallic,
Yeah, could hear
robotic sounding.
it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff, Chris.
That was cool.
Nice.
Could be a trap.
Everything's better than what situation we're in now, mate.
Good point. Vlad, I'm gonna give him a kick.
Vlad, you shake yourself awake, basically.
Don't put it on my face. What's going on?
We've got a way out. Or, barring that, a quick death at least.
How?
Sound like one of those, Chrome Dome bastards.
Mechanicus, no?
Alright,
Duh.
claims to be from the Inquisition.
Anyone can claim that, but fuck it, we got nothing else to do.
True enough. I think it's time we left him, man. This is to Vlad.
There is no grace in leaving her body to be ransacked by these people.
I know, but it's a liability. It'd get us killed.
If that's the case, then guys, I'm staying with her.
I cannot leave her. A guardsman does not leave a fallen man if it is within his power to bring a comrade with him.
Listen to me, Vlad. I'm going to ensure you at least have a distraction. I'm going to stay here with her. I'm going to take out as many of these fuckers as we can. You two get to safety.
Reports indicate that many foes approaching current location. Please exit immediately.
Vlad and Romulus, you look down at Janna's leg and you see that the wound that keeps on burning closed and it keeps on reopening is now gushing in full again. He's pale. This guy's not far from death either.
I'm going to kneel in front of him, take my low sticks. There's probably 1.5 left the way I've been smoking. Give him the full one. Pop it in his mouth. You are an honor to the Imperial Guard. Stand.
Yes.
I'll salute him.
I'll salute back.
I'll hand over the spare stub revolver and the chain blade that I was carrying.
Johnna just outright refuses them, you know, and instead I'll basically force my long lads into your hands. You gotta get more use out of it than I'm going to.
Keep the revolver, I can't carry all of this. I'll hand the las rifle to,
Well, it's the long lads.
Oh, long las. I'll hand the long las to Vlad, because I cannot use that or carry it at the moment.
Okay.
I'll sling it onto my back.
And,
Okay.
Hey, save one for yourself.
That's not what got me out of it last time. Listen, these guys get you. If they do, If I see you guys in hell, I'm gonna kick both your asses out of there. You got me?
The Emperor protects.
The Emperor protects, friend. Now get the fuck out of here.
До свидания. I'm gonna draw weapons and leave.
Yeah.
Well, the last thing these two see is me flicking my las rifle onto full auto and aiming at the doorway.
Okay. So when the Vlad and Romulus, when you leave, you kind of leave the door ajar slightly, which means that Jenna actually has quite a good sight line down the corridor.
Okay.
This corridor ends only in this door, so they can only approach him one way, and he's got a good angle on it. If anyone does come, they're going to pay heavily for it. And you begin to make your way out of this area. Once you enter this corridor, you're in virtual darkness. The previous one was lit by an old generator that's still hooked up to the mains, but now it's getting really dark. For any kind of sight-based, any checks that you would really need to see for, you're going to be receiving a -10 in these tunnels and corridors.
Yeah.
And when you reach the T-junction, you take the northwest turning and begin moving along. The tannoy crackles again with what could be good news for you, and you begin listening in. I watched the snail crawl along the edge of a straight razor. That's my dream. That's my nightmare. Crawling, slithering along the edge of a straight razor and surviving. Null's gonna kill you, boys. Null's gonna eat you, boys. Null, get him. And as you, I assume, pick up the pace at that point.
Oh yes.
You can hear the sounds of boots running along the corridor you just left, and the first shots being fired. It sounds like a fairly heated battle. You must have scraped that like milliseconds from being caught there. And you continue on. Do you have anything to say to each other as you're running along?
Where are we going?
Can I get a quick refresher of what the direction was, sorry?
Northwest.
80 degrees northwest.
80
mile.
degrees northwest. We're looking for a doorway with a flickering light.
Got it.
Can I get navigation checks off the two of you, please?
Yes. Do I get my +20 for enclosed spaces?
You do. You're going to be still receiving the -10 because of low lighting.
And then -10 for fear, so it's just my flat roll then.
Yeah.
I assume it's a surface navigation as opposed to.
It is a surface navigation, yeah.
So I'm working out at -20.
4, which is 2 degrees of success.
77, which is 5 degrees of really lost.
Vlad, as you're leading the way, you take a left. Romulus, you're pretty sure that's the wrong way.
No. This way.
And Romulus begins to lead the group. I say group, pair.
Not used to cities, are you, Vlad?
Not so much.
I hear my voice over the tannoy at this point. Pursuit ongoing.
Yes, thank you. We have been noticing.
There is a serious sense of foreboding all around you now. All of these doors are closed that you're whipping past, and occasionally you see like like in prison doors where they've got the little slider thing that you can look through.
Yeah.
Like those, like slamming shut as you run towards and past. Romulus, you've been in Underhive before. The Underhivers some of them are still people. They were born here or whatever.
Yeah.
Not everyone down here is evil, bad, or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was actually stationed in the hive at one point.
So, this is self-preservation. So when the hive shuts itself off to this degree, you're dead, basically.
Yeah.
This has never happened to you, but you have heard of it happening to arbiters that have gone into the wrong neighborhood at the wrong time, and just being trapped and killed because of what they've seen or heard. And the two of you are running quite considerably. You skid round a corner, and there are now five routes off. Can we get navigation checks again, please?
20, just to pass.
29, but with -20, that puts me at 2 degrees of failure.
2 degrees of failure. Okay. Romulus, you're pretty sure it's one of the two middle paths.
One on the left.
You take it.
Of the two middle paths, I mean.
Yeah. You take the one on the left, and the tannoy stays mercifully silent of the chromatic voice for a long time, until it crackles again. They treat us like less than nothing. I used to guard a port. Food after food crate passed through my hands. But down here they were starving. I saw a pile of bodies once. After all, it was that time of year, shortening of rations. It was a hunger riot, and they put it down with terrible force. And I remember I cried, I wept like some grandmother. Like you're gonna. And you continue running. Can I get athletics checks from the two of you, please?
Have these got a -10 from the darkness or not?
They do not. This is just more of an endurance thing.
Just a -10 for fear.
Yeah, it's -10 for fear. Oh, no.
No. 3 degrees of failure? No, 4 degrees of failure. 3 degrees of failure. 3.
4 degrees.
4 degrees of failure. You cannot run anymore. You cannot. It's just, you both reach a breaking point at roughly the same time, and all of the stress of the last few weeks just seems to all of a sudden mount up. There was something in the tone of his voice that just reminded you of all the horrible things and the negative things in your lives, and it makes you not want to run anymore. And you come to a halt and take a big breather. In the very, very far distance, you can still hear the sounds of weapons being discharged.
We have to keep moving.
Yeah. Come on.
This is not like any war. Men in war fight because it is their duty. This man has the voice of a killer, and the one who is doing it for joy.
Not joy, man. He's insane, but he doesn't enjoy what he's doing.
I've met men like him before. I do not wish to stay. We have to move. We have to move.
I know. Let's go. Come on.
Okay, you put your feet in front of, you keep on putting your feet forwards, and you begin to, when you're really tired, but you have to keep running, and you start doing that kind of like jog thing, and then you feel like you're just trying to hit your stride again, but every single step is difficult.
Yeah.
That's what you're at now. For continuing running at this point, you're going to both incur fatigue.
Okay.
and you once more come to a T-junction. Behind you, about 300 meters along the corridor you just ran up, you see that several men are gaining on you. 3 or 4 of them. They've got weapons. They don't look like normal underhivers. They're gang tattoos and looks of killers on them, and like gory trophies hanging from their belts. They've seen you, and they're running towards you. One of them shouts and points, and the rest of them level their guns. There's a crackling on the tannoy, and the door between you and them, slams shut, and you hear this noise of las bolts bouncing off.
Assistance granted.
It's very nice of you.
Navigation checks, I guess.
Yes, please. Or listen to the voice if he chooses to give you any.
Approximately 52% journey completion.
What did you roll?
I got 1 degree of failure.
1 degree of failure. You think it's right?
Continue 12 degrees northeast.
You have no idea where northeast is anymore.
There's no fucking sun down here. I'll just plot over right.
Okay, you plunge headlong. Vlad, do you want to give it a navigation check as well?
Sure.
Incorrect. Alternative passageway.
Continue.
So did you fail your roll?
I rolled 16, but I'm at minus 20, so I wasn't going to make it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give you a contextual bonus just because he has basically told you that you're going the wrong way now. And you pass a few turnings, and you're pretty sure one of them might lead you back onto the correct path. But the noise coming from the door further back where you got shot at, makes you not want to go immediately double back.
We're going the wrong way. We have to turn somewhere here. I'm sure. We have to.
Yeah,
trust
alright.
this voice.
Go.
I'll follow one of the paths that seems right.
Okay, you're sprinting, and you get to the point where all you can hear is the pounding of the blood in your ears. If it wasn't dark, your vision would be darkening, and you're thundering down a 600-meter courseway. When at the end of it, a shape in the gloom stands feet apart, leveling what looks like glinting in the small light that there is, a gun pointed directly at you. Can you both make reactions, please?
I'm going to level my las pistol.
I mean, as in reactions, as in dodge.
Reaction checks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can stand your ground if you want.
I will dodge, I suppose, at minus 20. Oh, Jesus. Oh, very much no.
19, pass.
19.
Can I use mine to, push Vlad out of the way?
And leave yourself in the way.
Yeah, I've yeah. Just, barrel into him is my reaction.
Okay, there's one success, so if you can either use it yourself, or you can use it to get him out of the way.
I will give that success to Vlad.
Right.
Holy shit.
Romulus spies the shooter first, and Vlad, you're sent toppling forwards on your face. You were actually in front of him.
Yeah.
But just sort of, when your hands are all over the place when you're running, that kind of just completely basically oblivious.
Yeah.
And you feel a hefty, almost like an iron bar being just sort of pushed into the top of your back, and you topple forwards and skid on your chest further along. The bullet goes straight over you and thumps into Romulus. That's 11 damage to the head, Romulus.
So that is 3 points of critical damage to my head.
Okay, what are you? What you were already on 1 critical, weren't you?
Yes.
By the way, I haven't reduced your current damage stat just to reflect the fact that you have been sort of fighting in the warrens.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Right. So that's it's impact, isn't it, for traditional?
Yes, I think
believe
so.
For heavy slugs.
Are you wearing any armor on your head?
Helmet.
Helmet's good. The concussive strike staggers the target. The target must make a challenging +0 toughness test or be stunned for 1 round and knocked prone.
I believe I'm finally going to get to use my Iron Jaw trait.
Okay. What does that give you a bonus to stunning checks?
I'll have to check. I think so. Iron Jaw talent, page 128. Whenever a character becomes stunned, he may make a challenging +0 test as a free action to ignore the effects. So I get the check against it, and then if it does trigger, I get another free check.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Does my fear check inflicting this as well?
It's -10 to all checks, I'm afraid.
All checks. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. What was the difficulty of this one? Just normal.
Yeah, +0.
Yes, +0.
+0. Okay, come on, Gary. Got to roll well here. Nope, that stuns me.
And knocks you prone.
Knocks me prone.
So I believe that takes effect. So you are now prone. Yeah.
But then I make a free action to shake off being stunned.
Yes.
Which I pass. I get a 14.
Bloody hell, 50 Cent.
Vlad, as far as you are aware, Romulus just got shot in the head and killed. You are currently in a prone firing position.
Well, I suppose I'm going to have to pump around into this guy, aren't I?
Yep.
I will aim to slightly negate the fact that it's pitch black and I'm knackered. So aiming is +10?
It is +10, yeah.
So I will only now be -10.
No, because you've got the +10 for it being a normal attack as well.
Okay, so it's a base roll. Okay. Oh, 92.
92. Oh, Christ.
You can spend a fate point to re-roll, I'm fairly sure, if you want. They used to be able to do that in the old
Before
system.
yeah, you can.
I may as well. I think we're at the point already where fate. Are
Well,
gonna
your fate refreshes each session as well, so.
Right, here we go. Is it my fate to fail? 11. Hey!
Right, okay, can you roll damage for me, please?
Damage. Yep. It doesn't fall off the desk. 2.
2 damage.
2 plus 2, so 4.
4. You blow this child's head off.
Oh, Vlad.
Lovely.
And he drops what you assume now that is his father's gun. And you hear the noise of Romulus groaning behind you as he gets to his feet.
Oh.
I thought you were dead.
Take more than that.
I think I just shot the child.
He shot you first.
I don't like hive worlds anymore.
Come on, Vlad. Old enough to pick up a gun, old enough to die by one. Let's move.
I'm gonna get to my feet, I guess.
Yep, you do so. This when you go a bit closer, you see this kid was probably around 11, 12. As far as hive worlders go, weirdly at this point, the guardsman in you is kicking in. And you see, even though he's sort of 11, 12, so really by Hive World standards, he should be reasonably scrawny down here.
Yeah.
This kid's got the makings of what could have been a decent build. He could have really fit some jackboots. And you continue running on with that strange mental image in your head of a dead child wearing jackboots. And keep thundering along these corridors. The noise of doors being slammed and voices being hushed is all you have. You pass a light possibly every 70 meters or so, and even those are flickering or with failing bulbs in them. And the tannoy crackles again. I wanted to tear my teeth out. Those bodies, children. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I want to remember it. I wanted to remember it. I never wanted to forget it. I never want to forget it. And then I realized, like I was shot with a diamond bullet right through my forehead. And I thought, my God, the genius of it. The genius, the will to do that. Perfect, genuine, complete, crystalline, pure. And then I realized they were stronger than we. Because they could stand that. These were not the monsters. These were men, the self-proclaimed elite. These men who fought with their cruel minds, who had families, who had children, but they had the strength to do that. If I could be such a man, our troubles here would be over quickly. You have to have men who are moral, and at the same time, who are able to utilize their primordial instincts to kill without feeling, without passion, without judgment. Without judgment! Because it's judgment that defeats you. It's judgment that defeats me. Gnarl is such a man, and he will find you. This is my hive. This is our hive, and we are going to take it back from those people in their spires. And you're gonna die. You have reached a corridor. And you can hear the noise of pursuit coming from both in front of you and behind you. There are 2 security doors, which it looks like and whoever's helping you tries to close them. They're rusted, old, and they do not fully close, leaving at least 70% of their space still open. And you can hear what sounds like hundreds of people coming at you from both directions. There is, on your left, a tannoy. On your right is a door with a flickering light above it.
Journey 100% complete. Enter.
Oh, come on.
Sounds good to me.
You try the door. It is locked. The noises of the boots are coming closer.
I'm just gonna start fucking flailing at the door. Like, just pounding it.
Flack. The knock at your door that you have been waiting for has arrived.
Okay, during this time, I've actually got a like one of the members of this small militia tied to a chair, and I'm kind of like playing with a knife with him. Oh, sounds like someone's knocking at our door, mate. Should we let him in? Yeah, they might be more of your friends. I don't think you want to see any more of them dying, but I don't know. I just put on a new kettle of recaf, so yeah, let's let them in, shall we? Right, well, I basically go over to the door, basically grab whatever the nearest weapon near it. Shall I roll like a random table to see what the nearest weapon is next to the door.
It will be your chainsword.
Okay,
Your
well,
trusty chainsword.
I kind of grab my chainsword and kind of like turn off the safety to it and like kind of slowly open the door. Kind of keep my arm hidden with the chainsword on it activated.
Romulus, as the first at the door, can you describe what Flack sees?
I'm still covered in blood, but it is now old and dried. There's a bullet hole in my helmet? Or at least a bullet itself embedded in my helmet. I have guns strapped to me, as well as a chain blade. I'm in both hands holding a chain axe.
Forgot about that.
There's quite an old wound right down the middle of my chest, and it is recognisably arbiter armor, I suppose, but it's in better days.
Vladimir, can you describe what Flack sees and looks at you?
It's well over 6 foot of manic Vostroyan. So what would normally be a beautifully groomed moustache it's somehow going in like 35 different directions. His cheeks have become gaunt. He just looks strung out. If you could crossbreed a heroin addict and a bear, you would have exactly what Vlad looks like at this point.
And Flack, can you describe what they see?
Okay, basically Flack is about 5'11", kind of like. He's one of those kind of people. The fact that he spent so long like in the Underhive, he spent the better part of a decade in there, so he's kind of like extremely pale. Kind of like always kind of like not exactly. He's kind of squinting. You can still see perfectly, but he's always squinting. He's kind of got a bit of a bushy beard, like scraggly hair. But the thing is, he's currently just wearing just like a vest and a pair of just like standard trousers. Be a bit bloodstained from his captured friend. But thing about him is he doesn't look like he belongs in the hive. He has that kind. He looks like he should be of like rubbing shoulders with nobles, if that makes sense. Like he doesn't look like he belongs there, but it looks like the Underhive has changed him.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a long moment as the three of you stare at each other, and of course the man behind him stares at the three of you.
Come in. Just put on some recaf. Come in, my friends. I'll just like kind of casually usher them in, and
We'll stagger in, I guess.
So you're the guys who has decided to set fire to the Hornet's Nest, not expect any trouble from it, eh? You guys are taking my job.
Wasn't really any decision making involved.
Don't worry. More the merrier, eh? Hey, just ask my friend over there. He seems to be having a bit of fun with it, isn't he? Yeah, quit your whining. It's fine, don't worry. I think his name's... what is it? Jebediah or something? I don't know. He tried to kill me the other week. I've been kind of keeping him company for the last couple of days.
Sounds fun.
So, what are you guys doing here?
Escaping.
Well, you came to the right place then. You looking for anything in particular, or are you just looking for a place to lay low?
Lay low and plan.
Right then. Well, as long as they don't start knocking on the door, we're safe. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find a new place to live.
Can you describe the room to them, please?
Okay, the room is kind of very like ramshackle. Everything's thrown together. On all the walls are like various kind of like scribblings and scrawlings about strategies and kind of like patrol locations and supply points and various different safe houses. This this guy is like a crazy prepper kind of person. Like he's always kind of like planning contingencies for various things. Like he's been studying various situations, and basically right next to the door you can see just like a wall that should have various weapons on it. But right in the dead center is almost like a mannequin with like what has he got? Sorry, bear with me. Basically with a armored body glove, a flak vest over that, and basically a mask which looks like a Aquila's head, like made out of brass and kind of like a metal that kind of just seems to stare at everyone.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The mask is what grabs your attention, but at the same time, that body glove, that's standard issue. The flat vest you could get anywhere, and body gloves also, but having just, mere hours ago, held Keller in your arms, Vladimir, that looks awful familiar. On the wall, Romulus, you see all these contingency plans. One of them is entitled "What if two men knock and they aren't the two men?" First move: put on a cup of recaf. Second move: kill all.
I'll pass on the recaf.
Are you sure? Oh, I'll say it's recaf. It's not really recaf, so shut up, Barry. It's not really recaf. It's stuff that I made for the fungus, which I get from the back of my toilet. It's not that bad. You sure you don't want it?
Step 3: fungus coffee.
Yeah.
Listen, friend, you have been most accommodating.
Drink the
Is
fucking
this-
recaf.
Is this yours? I'm going to point towards the body glove.
Yeah, that's mine. No. When I first came here, I woke up in it. Well, that's all I can really remember about coming here. But...
I see. Armor is very good, but if you want peace...
At this point, the tannoy crackles. I get the impression that you may have already deactivated the tannoy, Ed, but it's now crackling.
Hello.
Tyrantine Cabal assembled.
Flack.
Mhm.
The words "if you want peace" resonate through your mind, and they pluck the answer from a recess that you didn't know was there.
Okay.
The words Tyrantine also draw on these memories, and do you have a reply ready for it?
Well, as he replies, basically all the kind of like cheery kind of kindliness about him just kind of instantly just drops to almost like a killer stare. Kind of twitches a couple of times, grabs his head almost like he's having a headache, then stands up, ramrod straight, prepare for war, and heads for his armor and the mask.
Well, that was unbelievably unsettling.
Fucking hate this planet.
Romulus,
So,
do you have any idea what's going on, Romulus?
Brainwashing of some sort? But, like, the last brainwashing I saw was those loons.
Okay, Vlad, you see Romulus is looking extremely, sort of like, hand going to his pistol kind of
My scowl is deeper than ever.
through his helmet.
Do
I
not
don't
fear.
have mouth covered. It's like a Judge Dredd style helmet.
Oh yeah, okay. You scowl with your mouth. I like it.
Approximately 32 minutes until extraction deadline.
Romulus, these people are definitely allies, but this extraction deadline means nothing to me.
By the way, Romulus, I believe it is. Get your hand away from that pistol, or you'll be tasting mine. Got it?
Sure.
Good man.
What is your name?
I don't know. Everyone calls me Flack. Cool name. Call sign Flack. Icarus 1066 Project Inquisitorial Assassination Program.
Oh, good. So, Fleck, will you be bringing your friend with us?
He's an unreliable asset. Termination. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm like donning the armor, and as soon as he finishes talking, the helmet goes on, and basically all his identity has just disappeared.
Well, we have 32 minutes to work out exactly what the insane tech priest wants us to do with his insane assassin. This place gets better and better, Romulus.
My head hurts. I'm gonna pull my helmet off and check what's happened to my head.
The bullet has actually put a hole in your helmet,
Right.
but just stopped it. You could feel a pressure, but you weren't
Right.
you weren't certain. But now you are certain that the pressure that you could feel was the bullet pushing ever so slightly into just above your right eye.
Right.
Had it had any more stopping power, or a bit of an FMJ on it, you would be dead.
Is it broken the skin?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
If you guys need anything, I think I've got a medikit. Take what you need. Got some ammo. It's only standard ammo, but take what you need. We need to get out of here now.
Weirdly, on cue, a hatch opens at the back of this room from the ceiling, drops down.
I assume we are to take this exit route.
Get up there now.
And the ETA on the tannoy is
29 minutes to extraction. Wait for instruction. Calculations proceeding.
Someone shut that chrome dome bastard up.
I'm gonna just pop the bullet out,
okay. There is a hole in your helmet.
put my helmet back on.
Right, okay, with kind of Flack's apartment, he has got kind of a variety of kind of guns and ammo, kind of standard kind of hive scum weapons. Yeah.
Are there any clips that would fill a hand cannon?
There are.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab a few spare clips then.
You can all treat yourself as being fully reloaded.
Awesome.
There is anything that a hive of scum, or even like a hive of captain, would use here. There are a few hotshot packs for las pistols, but you've seen what happens if you put a hotshot pack in a non-modified las pistol.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Quickly, just patch up the wound in my chest. Just wrap a bandage around it quick.
Yeah, not really trying to do anything to it apart from
No,
just
just keep crud out of it, basically.
Yeah, you put a clean bandage on it. I assume previously you had a bit of Keller's fur or something pressed
Pretty
against
much,
it.
yeah.
And after a few minutes, the tannoy crackles once more.
Calculations complete. Stand by for instruction. Directional input. Left left, right, straight, straight, left, right, left, straight. Support systems deactivated behind you. Doors close. Potential tunnel collapse. Stand by. Stand by. 1 minute till activation.
At the door, you hear big bangings going on.
I may be terminated. If so, proceed to lift and attempt to rise manually. If still present, I will activate for you.
At this point, the directions, the left, 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 straight, right, that kind of business, begin looping for you.
Yep.
Over the localized tannoys. And you get, even, with this kind of mechanical everything, the fact that he would put it on loop probably means that he is no longer watching or listening.
Yeah. Okay, let's get going.
Okay, I hit the button.
Okay.
There is a rumbling, and you feel your teeth slapping against each other in your mouth, and then there is a rather large explosion. What sounds like it could be in a hive. You can't really tell, but it could be 2 miles away. The hatch looks rather inviting.
Move.
Climb up in the hatch.
Okay. You find yourself in what looks like a maintenance way above the corridors, and as you take the initial instructions, you find yourself looking down through sort of like grills at the corridor below. There are a good 60 people at that door trying to get through it.
Oh, I'm going to have fun with this. Right. This being one of Flack's safe houses, the entire thing is rigged to blow.
Yep.
Basically, he is in full kill mode at the moment. Flack is basically a low-budget Eversaw assassin, if that makes sense. He doesn't even bother warning you guys, and basically pulls out a small detonator and blows the apartment, complete with what's his face. It's still inside.
You imagine he would have something to say about that, like,
yeah. So yeah, the apartment has just been blown.
Okay, that's going to have repercussions for you in the upper section. This area is now filled with smoke. You have a time limit to get out of this area before you suffocate. The shockwave also will have put you all on your ass, and parts of the floor will have buckled. There isn't anyone moving in the corridor below you.
Okay. Well, I try and jump. Basically, I make myself first and try and jump down silently. So is that a stealth check or?
Yeah. You can jump down to the corridor below, or you can continue on the path.
Yeah, actually, I continue along on the path. Yeah.
Mainly because that below you is just like a lot of kind of corpses.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one for you to like. If you're in full kill mode, you've killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no one that needs capping or anything or double tapping.
Well, during the entire time, I'm still watching like everybody, keep my gun leveled over the grate, just in case.
Yeah, definitely. and Vladimir and Romulus move on in their sort of practiced running gait. And you hit the first series of turns and execute them. Up here, you can now see that the tannoys that are in the corridors beneath you are only activating, like only giving you the directions when you pass each one.
Right.
So whoever has set this up is using fairly basic technology to do something fairly complicated. Because he must have put on some kind of repeating algorithm which was going to track your progress.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea how he's doing this. I don't believe any of you have technological skills.
Nope.
God, no.
As far as you're aware, this guy is fucking magic.
Sounds like this guy's messed with the machine spirits, eh?
Sounds like. Sorry, that was a bit solid, Snake, wasn't it?
Yeah, no time to wonder how he did it. Get moving.
2 seconds, guys.
Yep.
Okay. So I think kind of with Flack's kind of understanding of navigation, he's lived here for a while. He's kind of, I think he's kind of almost unofficially taken the lead to get him out of here.
So yeah, Romulus, Flack pushes past you. When he does so, you know when like somebody kind of like puts their hand on your shoulder or like barges past you, and you can kind of feel whether they're flabby or they've got a bit of weight behind it or whatever.
Yeah.
This guy puts you in the mind of a bird of prey, and you can't shake the image of him swooping down on you. There is something deadly about him, and his touch, whilst not the most sort of like strongly connected or heaviest that you've ever felt, every move is calculated, yet vicious. If this was back in your Arbiter's days, you'd fake evidence to put this guy in a fucking cell.
Right, okay.
It is basically more than your standard cell sword, if you will.
And the chainsword in his hand looks well used.
Well, it's well used to the point that if it was running, basically sparks would fly out the end of it.
Right.
Yeah, it is basically more of a item of intimidation than anything.
I'll follow after him without question for now, but my grip tightens slightly on my chain axe.
And Vlad, you are led by the other two along these passageways.
Towards my inevitable doom.
It takes you 24 minutes out of what you, roughly your internal clocks say should be around the 26 minutes that you were given to complete this section of the journey. And you reach a dead end with a hatch at the end. You've encountered nothing on the way.
This is where he said it'd be. Where is he?
Maybe they found him.
Perhaps on the other side.
Vlad, you go over to the hatch and begin spinning the wheel. What is the name for the wheel doors?
Portholes.
Portholes, or like bulkheads, or
Bulkheads.
I mean, portholes are the windows, aren't they?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
bulkhead.
Yeah, bulkhead, right? Okay, it's like a bulkhead hatch in the floor,
Okay.
and you spin the wheel, and open it up. It opens up, this one, rather than the one in Hatch's apartment. Sorry, not Hatch's, Flack's apartment. And you look down. Looking up at you, Chris, could you please describe Septimus?
Okay, he, on the basis of it, if you just glanced at him, he looks like a hunched, oldish man. You'd probably guess about 65 at least. Pasty, wrinkled skin. Almost slightly bluish in complexion, but you probably can't tell that in this light. He's hunched, but then The thing you notice immediately after that is the two mechadendrite arms protruding from his spine, along with his normal arms. He's covered head to toe in robes, that the traditional deep dark red with the cog symbol on the chest. Hunched over, he's probably only about 5'6", if that. You can't tell much about his physical appearance beyond that, apart from the gleam of decidedly biological eyes out from under the hood. He doesn't have the traditional grill over his mouth.
And Vlad, can you describe what the first sight Septimus sees of you would be like, staring down from the hatch?
Well, at the moment, I look like a sort of desperate wild animal. Vlad is right at the end of his tether by now. So you look up, you see a big furry hat, under which is a big furry face, smeared with the remnants of being in a confined, smoky area. A once beautiful red coat that is oil stained and blood stained, and overall a man who looks like he has seen enough shit for today.
Atmospheric skin galvanic sweat response indicates high level of stress. Is pursuit close behind?
No shit.
I do not see any scatological material.
I'm going to drop down.
You are correct.
Okay. Can we be going now? Please.
Dat Adeptus Mechanicus sense of humour. Oh, wow.
Oh, we were going so well with maturity just then.
Oh, wow. Okay. The three of you drop down from the hatch to meet your new comrade. As he's described, he's
What is your designation?
And there we go. Yep, good.
Deck priest, level Gamma Septimus.
Greetings, Septimus. I thank you for your aid in our escape, but it is not over yet. If you would be so kind.
Lift, presently here. You notice that one of my mechadendrites is plugged into the wall.
Yep.
Ben, was that the tech use test I made?
It was.
Potential adversaries above lift. Exit.
You do your job, we'll do ours.
Lock and load.
You're all kind of like looking at the lift as it comes, as you kind of like feel it descend towards you. You're in a room probably about 20 feet by 20 feet. There is a fairly secure looking bulkhead door, which is the only other exit, and it looks pretty solid. That's seen some upkeep. This, even though you can't have gone up a level, this area looks like lower hive rather than under hive.
Is there any kind of enemies like on the other side of that bulkhead? Like, do we hear like clamorings of like people trying to attack us or anything?
You can hear nothing.
Right.
The lift is descending towards you.
Okay.
And are you going to sort of train guns on it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. This will be all of you going to Overwatch. Are you all pointing guns at it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got my chainsword in me offhand because he's better off with that.
Okay.
One assumes
I'll,
that. Sorry.
I'll drop the chain axe for now and just have a gun in one hand, chain blade in the other.
Okay.
One assumes that they didn't leave me any guns when in my situation, man?
No.
Okay.
All right. I look over to Septimus. Without even saying a word, I toss my las pistol towards him and just have my chainsword in my main arm.
This is. I'm gonna make. Okay, yeah, I really don't catch that las pistol or las gun or whatever it was.
Fair enough.
So for someone so adept at using his falsified additional arms, he's remarkably sort of lacking in adroitness with his fingertips as he seems to kind of like pat it up and up in the air several times, and then still somehow fumbles it and drops it to the floor, and then bends down sort of with a creak and picks up this last pistol.
You're meant to aim it at the lift, not see if you can fuck it. You tech freak. He starts. The thing is, though, as Flack says that, kind of the voice through his mask, it's kind of a bit more kind of raspy and kind of it sounds almost not human.
He's not the hero that Malfi needs. He's the hero that Malfi deserves.
I swear to the Emperor! Swear me!
Yeah. Well, considering he's just spent the last several years basically just on a casual rampage.
It's hardly casual. That was well thought out.
Ask Ben.
Later. Right, the lift music, the muzak, sorry, indicates that it's nearly there, and the doors open. There are 5 or 6 thugs in there. There's a table in the middle. There's cards on the table. There's poker chips. There's low sticks. There's a big bottle of what looks like really poor firewater, Vlad. And the door pings and opens, and they all turn around to look at the 4 of you as, in concert with each other, you pull the triggers until they go click. The 5 men are completely annihilated by your hail of Emperor Righteous Fury. And there is a moment of silence. You were looking at the wrong door, fools! There is a boom behind you. As you turn, you see a hole that tears this universe in twain and bridges the gap between it and the warp.
Oh, fuck.
A rolling vortex spins towards you, and the laws of physical space are undone as the ravenous predations of chaos devour all in the vicinity. There is a lack of sound, which feels... No, it doesn't feel. Smells dangerous. Your senses are all wrong. Everything's upside down, sideways, or mixed around as this thing spreads and comes towards you. Right, let's see this. Hang on. Okay, your vision is obscured and the area goes full dark. But behind you, the lift lights are still on because of Septimus's doings.
Entry advisable.
I detect no scatological matter.
Slam both weapons away, grab my axe, and run for the lift.
I don't even bother making a witty one-liner. I'll just casually walk to the lift, like not even bothered by the kind of warp anomaly heading towards us.
Life is nothing without one-liners, my friend.
Yeah.
Two guys
Ben,
don't look at warp explosions.
Ben, do you want a tech use test?
I do not. This is already well in hand for you. I want you all to take 5 corruption points, however.
No.
Okay.
I'll have a malignancy, please.
You will have a malignancy, sir.
Oh, good sir, I'm on 14.
I'm on 12, so I'll be
I'm on
able to go.
15, mate.
Get wrecked.
Romulus is nearly on his 2nd malignancy.
What, really?
Well, it's every 10, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah, I'm getting pretty close to my fit 20th, yeah.
Okay.
Next time we take corruption, I'm probably going to get another.
Depends on how well the warp rolls on you, my friend.
This is
Right,
true.
corruption. 289. Here we go.
Come on, double mustache.
Double mustache. The Vostroyans get a weird advantage in that one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, rending the veil. We've done that. Right, so you get a malignancy test. That's it.
Okay.
So you're all on a +0 test. So you're rolling this against your willpower.
I've still got negatives, haven't
You're still on -10 to all tests, yeah.
I? Oh, then, hell yeah.
Okay, I got a 7.
Is that? I assume that's a pass.
Yeah, because my willpower's 25.
Well, that's low, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. And Romulus.
I thought Nick was just taking this because he had to make a malignancy check.
Oh, sorry. Was it only 2 people that went past a 10?
I didn't go past 10. I was already past 10. I've already got the 1.
Sorry, I'm just checking. I've got a Mechanicus implants thing. I'm just checking that it doesn't do anything to this. Don't think so. No, okay, right, cool.
Wait, did someone just purr?
Sorry, that was me thinking.
Fair enough.
That's a pass, just.
Vlad, I have just rolled a 1 on your malignancy,
Okay.
which gives you the least bad malignancy in the whole book.
Well, that's nice.
Palsy. This character suffers from numerous minor tics, shakes, and tremors with no medical cause. Reduces agility by 1d10.
Here comes a 10. Here comes
3.
my 10.
3.
Okay.
That's well less. That's like much worse than mine.
But basically, you know those kind of like fear shakes that you were getting before?
Yeah.
Imagine they've carried over and you now don't realise that you're doing them.
Okay.
He's got a nasty case of spastic hands.
It's not going to impede you too much that you're aware of.
It's fine. We'll just stick some spoons between his fingers, put him out on the street with a hat, and rake in the septums.
Raking the septums?
It's
It's not Oblivion.
Yeah.
Oh, it's devolved again.
Good work, guys.
Raking the septums. I'm not fucking Patrick Stewart.
Am I the only one who finds it funny the fact that even in a video game where it's supposed to be kind of like one of the protagonist companions, Sean Bean still dies.
Oh, every time, mate.
He can't not. I mean, it's in his contract.
I mean, turning into a dragon and fighting an elder god isn't really dying.
They're still dead in my book.
It's a death, Gary. Come on.
Yes, it's not his most ignominious one though. That was probably the pulled apart by horses.
No, that one's epic because he means it. The worst one is when he gets chased off a cliff by cows.
I think you mean best.
Like the worst one's being in a Michael Bay film.
Right. And over the as the doors close behind you, basically, you see foul beings climbing out of this rift in time and space.
Excellent.
And the doors begin closing, and the tannoy crackles for a final time with the horror. The horror. And there is a fairly large collapsing noise around you, and your journey upwards shakes hugely, and stops and stutters a few times. And it's probably only the fact that your newfound companion Septimus has his arm plugged into the wall that is going to keep you going and drawing power into this area. The doors open and you stagger out in a middle hive marketplace. A few people take notice of you, but most people just go on doing what they normally do.
Okay. What now?
Seek new target. Inquire about inquisitorial intervention.
Injury analysis indicates significant levels of damage to Companion Alpha and Companion Beta, undesignated.
Call me
Yeah,
Vlad.
we need
Surgery.
position.
Surgery
Effort.
required.
And sleep.
You begin to make your way back towards your safe house.
Companion Alpha, designated Vlad. Companion Beta remains undesignated.
Romulus.
Companion Beta, designated Romulus.
You have to talk like that.
There's a
Query.
chrome dome, they always do.
Query. What is meaning of inquiry?
Never mind.
I like it. It's kind of funny.
Sounds like a thrown damn servitor.
Like one of little funny skulls. They go beep beep beep. They have little clicky parta. Always
You,
making me laugh.
When you see that, you see Romulus like swallow some bile and shudder a little bit.
Also, as well, I should have mentioned the fact that Flack is ridiculously religious. He is like a religious nutter.
Okay.
So he basically despite him being like a couple of inches shorter than you, he still grabs you by by the collar. Those are servo skulls. They send the word of the Emperor. Do not blaspheme. And take account, he's still wearing his mask. Yeah. He hasn't
Okay,
taken this thing off yet.
It's I remember that.
Good.
Query. Location of designated final entry point.
Follow me. I'll start there. I'll lead the way back to the safe house.
Right. You make the journey back up. The apartment next door no longer has a police cordon around it, and the door is merely closed with a bit of scorching around the edges. And your door yields to your key, and you enter. The first thing Romulus and Vladimir see is Keller's spear propped up against the wall from where she left it.
Oh, you played.
Who left such a primitive weapon in a place like this?
Shut your mouth.
Do not speak ill of the dead.
I've seen plenty of dead. I send a lot of people down to the very odd place. I'll do what I do.
Oh, look at you, the big man. As if you're the only one of you was killed.
Okay, I'll basically lean into Romulus, kind of, like the faceless mask, or the eagle mask, staring at him. I have been in that godforsaken hive for 7 years. I have killed more people than you've had hot dinners. The dead Don't bother me anymore.
Enough!
Average Imperial citizen consumes 1 hot meal per 2 in standard Terran days. Therefore,
Basically,
companion Gamma.
before he even finishes, I basically just turn to him. That kind of, even though you can't see his eyes, you can tell he's staring. That kind of bloodlust stare.
This is the first time that you've stared at something and it hasn't quailed or like hardened up. You always get a response from that look. This man appears to be dead inside. And he just looks back at you blankly.
Companion Gamma, therefore, has killed, on average, 14,726 persons. Was this helpful?
All of you, stow it. This does not help anyone. Flack, you may be Mr. King Murderer here in Hive, but we have had dark times. This is not an opportunity to gripe at one another. We are here in name of Emperor. So now we formulate plan, and we fight for what is correct. Bickering helps no one. Understood?
Affirmative.
Sir, yes, sir.
Flack just kind of almost, well, not arrogantly, but, just kind of fine. That kind of movement of the head.
Injury analysis indicates significant levels of damage.
Who is
Medicaid
injured?
assistance required.
Yeah.
So who is injured, please? And we'll begin patching you up.
Really badly injured. Yeah, I have 13 wounds and 4 critical damage points.
Okay.
Okay, Chris, can you lead the way with this?
Yeah, I'm just going to double check Medicaid.
Right. Okay, while everyone else is kind of getting patched up, kind of Flack starts removing his mask. So it's kind of like undoing a couple of bolts here and there.
Okay. So are you removing your armor as well, or just the mask?
Yeah, it's basically like stripping down to me kind of like trousers and vest, like what they saw me in earlier.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you just put it on the sofa or something?
Basically, I find I ensure that it's like all folded up, like kind of in a very specific order. Yeah.
Okay. Those of you that are watching, notice him do this. Flack, whilst you're doing this, you see lots of empty spirit bottles, a few of which still have dregs in. A large binder on the table. And, clearly the signs of habitation and what looks like a piss-up.
Hey, you guys don't mind if I kind of have a little look at your reading material here? It kind of looks a little bit interesting.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, that's good. And I basically just kind of, almost like the complete opposite of how it was literally like 5 minutes ago. Just kind of casually just like plops down on the demi-longe or whatever it's called. They just start thumbing through it. Yeah.
Okay. Chris, how are we going with the Medicaid checks?
Okay, so for every. Okay, so I'm doing a Medicaid check. So Gary, you got 3 points of critical damage, don't you?
4.
4. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So I made a Medicaid check for first aid, which I passed. Even with the -40 for having 4 points of critical damage.
Okay.
So you are healed for 4 points of damage,
If it's
removing
normal
critical
damage.
damage. No, removing critical damage before normal damage.
Oh, okay. So I am no longer on any critical damage.
So step forward.
Okay. Yeah. So to do this, I do pretty much most of it with my Macandrite, which appears to have all the necessary equipment in it for suturing wounds, and it's got like a laser scalpel and all sorts of shit in it. Yes, so I also close the wound on your chest.
Yep.
With proper staples. This work is done extremely competently. So to give you an indication of skill, my base thing in Medicaid is 69.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Vlad, how badly injured are you?
Not very at all.
Have you got any points of critical damage?
No points of critical damage, no.
Okay. Are you under half wounds?
No.
Okay, cool, right. So it matters because of the mods I take. Okay, so that's a 12. Okay, so you are healed for 9 points.
Holy shit. Okay,
You back to full health.
I am.
So basically, if I succeed on the check, I get a number of negative 10s for points of critical damage, and if you're heavily damaged. If I succeed on the check, you're removing an amount of damage from the patient equal to my intelligence bonus, which is 4, plus 1 point of additional damage per degree of success, and I got 5 degrees of success. Okay.
It's pretty good. And then Flack, obviously, you're not carrying any damage.
No. Actually, during this time, as well as obviously stripping down his armor, he's now stripping down stark bollock naked because he feels like having a shower.
Okay.
So you've got this kind of like, he basically looks like an MMA fighter. He's kind of like, he's very sinewy, and he is like just casually just stripping down, start bollock naked, and heading towards the bathroom.
Okay. While I'm patching these guys up, I'm going to be talking to you guys as well. Do you require information from? Do you require information from Underhive situation?
Yeah, what did you learn?
Approximately 3 weeks, 2 days, 12 hours, and 18 minutes ago, shuttle was destroyed on planet Entry. I was captured by Underhivers. Status of squad unknown. I was put to work maintaining power supports. However, I had opportunity to examine and notify of changes and current situation. Leaders of Underhive governed by Underlords. Leader of Underlords is Guardsman Guardsman rank Captain Kurtz. Dishonorable discharge, year 4112. Kurtz entered Underhive approximately 2 years previous as a retribution force against Underhive gang activity. Since then, multiple members of Task Force have manifested multiple psychic phenomena undesignated. Kurtz not encountered by Septimus. However, Lieutenant Gnarl was observed. Level extreme danger. Did not establish contact. I just stopped speaking at this point.
You did an excellent job, Septimus.
How'd you escape?
I was given level of autonomy due to. At this point, you notice what looks like a metallic necklace around my neck, due to being rigged with explosive collar.
Whoa, is that thing live?
Negative. Extremely low-level tech. No challenge to bypass. However, they presumed escape would be met with termination. Level of autonomy granted. This was a mistake. I was not fully aware of his presence. I simply knew that members of Underhive were vanishing in area around this doorway, and cameras often deactivated in that area. Glimpsed once a struggle. Saw figure. Made logical assumption. It was only high level of probability of success.
You can hear Flack singing in the shower.
What's our next move?
Query. Current situation.
I'm looking at
Current
5.
situation, guys. We need to find whatever fucker is in charge and step. Well,
imagine that with
Pay
like
a little
mouthfuls of
visit.
water going through it as well, like as well.
also, we need to find whatever fucker is in charge and have a little conversation with him. Also, does anyone have a spare knife? I need a shave.
Only
Negative.
a chain blade.
Yeah, that'll do.
Probably your best bet is the monofilament tip on the spear.
Yeah. Someone.
I'll take the chain blade personally.
Oh, wait a minute. It seems to be some kind of guard kit in here, like guard grooming kit. Oh, no, it says Jana on it. You don't think he'd mind me using it?
I don't think he would, no.
Good.
You noticed that Jana appeared to keep his gear well.
Crikey, seems like a man after my own heart.
I repeat, query, current situation.
Have a
What
look
is
at that file.
status of masked? Has contact been made with Eminence Glidis Matriarch?
Not yet, no. We were investigating the asylums when we got swallowed up by the Underhive.
Affirmed. I pick up the file and start reading it.
I'm going to
As,
hobble through to the kitchen and get myself a bowl of mum.
okay, as everyone's doing this kind of thing, I just think, as he's only been, he has no social understanding, he casually just walks out of the like bathroom, kind of like basically with a flannel, just drying his hair, like it's kind of clean shaven, but yet again stark bollock naked. Right then, gentlemen, what's the plan?
If
some
it was
damn
up to
pants
me,
on.
I would call exterminators on the whole planet. However, not so much. Many people living here, not good. So, do we know someone that we can remove that would aid our situation? Someone who is in charge.
And as you say that, I kind of like start twitching again. Almost like repressed memories coming out. Target unidentified.
Sorry, I'm just rereading my notes.
Okay.
So at this point, we're going to assume that all of you are now up to date with all of the information that you have between the lot of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think we should sort of semi-structure this to be each person should say what they think the course of action should be, and then we'll have a discussion based around those statements. So we'll begin that with Flack.
Well, gentlemen, reading through these files, it kind of looks like what you're investigating doesn't really stop at the kind of underhive or even the middle hive. We're going to have to take this up to a bigger level. And I'm pretty sure I can convince some of the local custodians to let us up. So if anyone could get me the address of some custodians' families, that would kind of be quite a nice plan.
Romulus.
Last time I took charge of an investigation, 2 Inquisitors got killed. I'm with that plan.
Septimus.
Sorry, can you repeat what you said, Flack? My connection went a bit crappy.
Okay. Well, going through your folders, it kind of looks like this doesn't stop at just the underhive. Looks like this person's going to get a bit more support. So, kind of, if there's any kind of event coming along, we can always find one of the local custodians for the upper hives. Find his family, get him to get his compliance for the evening, and then find out who is supplying these people.
Okay. Possible connection. Noble Noctine Malice. Connection with
I want to take that a bit quick.
Masked. Potential link with mutant weapons supply. Wealth required. Potential investigation of Malice family.
Fuck the families, I can take them down.
Don't want to just kill them all.
What do you think I've been paid to do for the last 7 years?
Kill when you need
Query?
to. We need to investigate.
Query. How was payment received?
Vladimir.
We go up, but we do it my way. I'm a man of stature when necessary. We contact the local guard. I pull rank, I requisition some men. And then I am visiting simply a Vostroyan highborn who wishes to see the lovely parties on this world. And my bodyguards, my guests, you have a look around. We find out what we need. We get in with the wealthy. We kill no one that we don't have to.
If we're going to the upper hive, I'm going to need new armor.
I'm gonna need a new gun.
Then it looks like Captain Molotov should call in a few favors from the guard.
I don't know. We could go doing this without guards with me. Trust me.
The rest of the group kind of look at you strangely, Flack.
You don't live in the very pits of hell, and I'll pick up a few tricks. You can always identify a black market, and we can get some toys from the black market.
Romulus, your pockets feel pretty light.
I was just gonna walk into a station house and take a new set.
No, my friend. You see, they can trace everything with that. If we're going to be taking down a member of the upper hives, we need this to be completely deniable.
You got any coin?
I haven't got any coin, but let's just say my work sends a couple of ripples in the underworld.
Septimus, this doesn't appear to be computing for you, going up the hive but referring to underworld.
Mm-hmm.
Further clarification is required.
Query: where is black market in upper hive?
My friend, that is the main question. You see, a lot of these upper hivers, let's just say they don't follow the imperial ideals. They say they do, but they don't.
Query: will they have Arbites armor in stock?
They've got any kind of armor they want, my dear. We just have to have a bit of fun. Actually, you look like you're good with tech. Can you do me a small favor? I want some sparks to shoot at the end of this chainsword. I want to show them some real fire. You do that for me, and I'll make sure you get some nice toys.
You're looking around at them, Flack, and from the end of the table you see what looks like 6'6" of angry bear meat rear up and put its full authoritarian gaze on you and slam both fists down.
Enough! Enough of these lies! Enough of working in illegal channels. We have at my hands the power to give your hands the power to solve these problems. No more murders, no more black market. We do this right.
You listen to me, my mustachioed friend. You get traced. Do you know what they're gonna do to you? They will make the underhivers look like a fucking vacation.
And you listen to me, you blood-stained criminal maniac. I may work for the Inquisition, but first and foremost, I am Austrian firstborn. Captain Vladimir Molotov, 32nd Company. And I am no criminal.
Well, it's nice of you to rattle off your name and rank. You're lucky to have one. I was having a nice life until you people knocked on my fucking door.
You are free to leave.
I'm not free to live. I don't have a fucking past. Soon as you said, if you want peace, you broke everything I had been working for for the last 7 years. We do this my way. We do this the way that works, the way that has always worked.
To Septimus and to Romulus, there appears to be a line of fire between the two locked gazes of these alpha males.
Logical. Sorry.
Go on. No, it's entirely down to your decision now.
Logical point. Captain. Sorry, I've forgotten his name.
Vladimir Molotov.
No.
Flash.
Shit. No, the dude in the Undive. So,
Kurtz.
yeah, sorry. Logical point. Captain Kirk's dishonorable discharge has extensive contacts in lower and middle hive. May recognize us at any black markets. Will have many fewer contacts in upper hive.
Brings up a good point.
Flack and Vladimir are still staring at each other. Romulus, you've broken up your fair share of bar fights, and you've seen things at cooler levels than this, even with booze, and there's been no booze today. These are two men that are polar opposites. Bizarrely similar, but polar opposite. And there is something unshakable in their gaze. This is either going to end with some calm and considered decision-making on your part, or in blood between the two of them. Because at the moment, they look like they need to fight it out.
Alright, hold up a second, guys. Vlad, you're not in the guard anymore. You can't just go pulling rank. Fleck, you're not on your own anymore. You're part of a team. Why don't you both just calm down, sit down, and we'll discuss this like adults? Huh?
Yeah, all right, why not? Have a laugh. And just casually flop back on the sofa.
Flack's casual response, Vladimir, almost like shaking off that confrontation the two of you put on, really rankles you. If this was the guard, this would be settled with something very, very hard in a sock being slammed around on their head.
Stand up.
Why? We're discussing something. We're not taking orders.
Both of us are not men of words, and you know it.
I don't know. Well, admittedly, it was at the end of a chainsaw, but yeah. No, I'd prefer to sit. It's been a long day, mate. You need to sit down as well, considering what you've been through for the last few weeks.
No.
You don't get it. Since you guys arrived in the Underhive, I've been watching you. You don't just arrive in a place like that and not make waves. I know your tactics, I know the way you work, I know the people you lost. Sit down.
You know nothing of the people we lost.
Gunnery Sergeant Janna. Sniper, hero of the Bell Tower Massacre. Oh, fuck, I've forgotten her name.
Keller.
Keller. Assassin, Ferrelwelt. She was hired in the Inquisition for her almost unstoppable spirit.
Well, it's very nice of you to rattle off their ranks.
Yes.
But you knew nothing of them as people.
I know how they went down. I know your friend, Keller. She went down pretty fucking bad. The fact you lugged her body, God knows how many miles in the Underhive. And I know your friend Janna. He killed himself to make sure you people found me. So sit down.
I cannot work with this man.
I said sit down.
And I said no.
Hey, if you two are just gonna kill each other, why don't you get it the fuck over with, huh? Or should we do our damn jobs?
Who fancies a drink? I think we all need a drink.
We've had enough to drink.
I haven't had anything to drink.
Formulate a plan without me. I'm going to rest. Romulus, you tell me what it is when the time comes.
Listen, Vlad. I know this isn't the best meeting. But trust me. You lose someone, it lasts for a while. All you can do is just get over it. We're here to do a job, and the best course of action is to take people down.
I will never trust you.
I'm not asking you to trust me.
Good night.
Vladimir stalks off. Romulus, you can't help but feel that something endemic in the group's fatality has just happened.
We're not a hit squad. Black, you know that, right?
When I first came to this planet, I was. The thing is, I was given this little data slate with my orders. Thing is, I won't activate to my thumbprint. It requires an inquisitorial agent to activate it. And you guys said you were inquisitorial agents, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, here you go. I'll basically pass you this data slate.
Could have mentioned this a little earlier. I'll press my thumb to it.
So this is the data slate with all of your orders on, is it, Flag?
Yeah, it's pretty much orders and almost like a backstory, like site profile, stuff like that.
Okay. There's a psych profile. There's a psych profile which you read, and Septimus, I think you're probably reading over his shoulder. It is entirely unsettling. This is a dangerous man in front of you. You kind of felt it before, Romulus, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But this is confirmed. This is people inside the Tarantine cabal saying that this man is not fit for duty. Right? And it says that he was put in this drugs trial to try and make him useful, basically. And Anton Zerb's signature was on all of those documents. So this has been pushed through as a pet project by the top man.
Right.
So clearly he saw something in this recruit. Anton Zerb's signature is on a lot of this documentation, and it was clearly being forced through. This stuff's about a decade old, which gives you the impression that Anton Zerb's eye has been on Malfi for some time. The man's orders are quite extensive. They're kind of like a breakdown of what he should do. They are not things that he has been doing.
Right.
I am not sure.
His orders were to infiltrate Malfi's upper hive society and assassinate key members upon instruction.
Right.
The next bit looks like a bit that he's written himself, which is some almost gibberish about the Underhive and about how all Underhivers are scum and must be eradicated.
Working from the roots.
Yeah,
basically.
Something has gone wrong in this guy's mission. He's handed you this slate as if it's something that is going to completely prove that he's completely sane, and he's made the right choices at all turns.
I can't resist doing this. Query. Statement here suggests.
Hold on a second, Septimus.
1
You've been doing
second.
good.
Second has elapsed. Query.
Just hold on. Okay. Looks like you've been doing a good job, Flack.
I'm just awaiting orders. That's all I want to do. Just awaiting orders. Just awaiting orders. He basically starts wrapping his arms around himself and starts kind of like shaking forwards and backwards and like avoids eye contact. He's basically gone full Rain Man.
Okay, hey man, hey. Let's make a deal, huh? Hell, here's some orders for you. Let Vlad run the investigation the way he wants to. And then when we find the right target, we'll let you off the leash, huh?
That sounds good. What do you think, Barry? Yeah, sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. That sounds good. Yep. I'm in.
Query. Who is Barry?
Yeah, Barry. It's Barry. He is my friend. He's my friend Barry. He's Barry. I need something. Not slort. I need somewhere to settle my mind. It's been a long day. I need something to settle my. Someone get me my mask.
I'll hand him his mask.
I basically just like snatch it out of your hands and just like force it onto my head, and like just kind of like quickly do it all up, then just straighten out and stop shaking.
He looks distinctly strange, clad only in a flannel and a gas mask and helmet. But his now that you can actually see like all of the muscles on his body, his actual physique seems to change when he's wearing that helmet. He goes from being like a slouched dockside killer to being an emperor-driven individual. As he mentioned earlier, ramrod straight. There is something powerful in this man, which only the greatest man in your own order, in your own Inquisition cabal, has seen. And you think, probably more Romulus than Septimus in this situation, that you've just seen it as well. There is power here. It just needs to be harnessed.
Companion Omega, designated Barry.
So we've got a deal, huh?
Deal.
Cool.
You just point out target. Elimination will proceed shortly after.
Right, well, I'm gonna go talk to Vlad, and then I'm gonna get some rest. I'm tired.
Okay. I'll maintain first guard duty. 12 till 12.
There's a guard post over there.
I head over to the guard post, still bollock naked. Unaware that I'm still naked.
Septimus, Romulus is walking towards the door through which Vlad has already disappeared. What are you going to be doing whilst the other three are doing their own things?
Probably not a lot. I'll be probably studying Flack, but not like overtly, because he's an extremely interesting specimen. I'll probably be looking through the files we have. But I certainly won't be speaking to him.
Okay, so you're going to be studying fairly carefully.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're not going to be extending ears or anything towards the conversation that the other two are going to be having?
Oh no, I'll be completely disinterested in it.
Completely disinterested, just focusing on the facts. I like it.
Yeah.
Vlad, there isn't a knock at the door. Romulus doesn't knock on doors. He opens the door and enters, and closes the door behind him.
We're gonna do things your way. For the investigation, at least.
The man's a maniac.
He's not a maniac, he's just a dog.
There is no justification for what he does.
He does what the Inquisition made him for. I'm going to put the data slate down. Give that a read when you get the chance.
Of course.
We'll find
You
out
know-
who. We'll find a target, and then we'll let him loose.
You know Hive worlds better than I. How is the world to off-Earth communications?
Not easy.
I must contact the nearest guard station. Send messages of Janus passing. And of course, send the spear back to her homeworld. I trust that when I fall, you will send my effects to Vostroya.
I'll do my best, but it's time you faced up to facts here, Vlad. We're expendable.
Not in my book. Thank you for the data slate. Go. You need to rest.
And you need to eat. I know you don't like what it is, but you need to eat.
I will find food. Is he still out there?
He's on guard.
I will eat, I promise you. Now rest. Practically dead. And for all we know, tomorrow we may be.
With that, Romulus leaves the room, and the door closes behind you, and you begin reading behind him, and you begin reading the data slate. Right at the very bottom, there is something that the others appear to have missed, which is various hollows which will project from the data slate of the kind of like segments of this man's incarceration and mind alteration period. And you see the first image of him, and it's completely unrecognisable, apart from the facial bones and everything else. It appears to be a fresh face, probably quite intelligent, high-born lad from Scintilla, the hive world on which you had a small stay before your mission here. And he's interviewed by Anton Zerb himself, and Anton is grilling him. You can't really see, there's no real sound, but you can just see that within minutes Anton has broken this man down into constituent parts, completely shattered his psyche, as a Lord Inquisitor should be able to do, as you might imagine. And the next one is of various injections and stages of psychosis. He's placed in a small cage in which he roars. And the next one is of him with a rather lengthy beard, which you'd imagine would mean at least several months in incarceration, screaming through the bars, like really slamming his shoulders forwards. The next is of him being beaten to a pulp. Like you see them deliberately not break bones, but damage him, hurt him, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. For the next 17 videos, are him being beaten in various states of dishevelment. Then there is one of him being force-fed, from what appears to be a hunger strike, and then injected some more hallucinogenic, hypnotizing sort of images are projected into his eyes. And then you see him beginning to rebuild. They train him. They force him to lift double his own body weight. They get him to peak physical condition. And then they put the mask on him. And then they tell him who he is, put him on a ship, and send him away.
He's just Sovaka. This cannot end well.